Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So for today's pick a card reading, we're going to be taking a look at what did they lie about and what was true. And this reading was suggested to me by one of my followers on Instagram. So if you are interested in leaving a suggestion for a future reading, feel free to follow me there and comment on one of the posts where I ask for your suggestions. I like to get inspired by you guys for these readings because I'm doing them for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, check out my description box below. My Instagram account will be listed there. And we'll go ahead and get started with today's reading. So I went ahead and chose these cards here for you guys to pick your group because I liked the way that that played out in the last reading. So rather than doing, picking a group by number or by stone, you can pick a group based on the card that each pile represents. So for the first card, or for the first group rather, we have the card Sensitivity. And this card reads, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And for the second group, we have Patience. And this card reads, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. And for the third group, we have Indigo and Crystal Children. And this card reads, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So you may feel like you are an Indigo or a Crystal child, and that you have an understanding for how those children feel. So if one of those groups pulls you in or draws you to that particular pile, go with that. But if for any reason you start listening to those cards in the reading and they don't resonate, feel free to choose another group, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started with group number one. We'll move these over to the side here. And so you guys chose Sensitivity. And we have the Nine of Swords, the Death card, and Wheel of Fortune. So two major arcana in here. We also have the Honesty card. And we have Pride and Imagination. So let's go ahead and get started with this group of cards because I feel like this is kind of going to tell us the story of what this person was dishonest about or lied to you about. So, starting with the Nine of Swords. I'm getting the sense that this person could have connected with you through opening up about some of their own emotional pain, trauma, or depression. And they would have used this as their way into your heart, or this would be how your connection would have grown. The Death card suggests that this person could have expressed that finding you or having this connection with you helped them to shed their previous depression. Okay, so that's how they would have kind of drawn you into them or solidified this relationship by exaggerating about, you know, they could have dealt with some depression, some trauma, emotional pain in the past, but I feel like they really used this and exaggerated this in an attempt to make some kind of connection to you. So they could have used this in a way to make you feel like they put you on a pedestal. They could have said that until you came into the picture, they had given up on relationships or love. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, this person could have suggested that they felt like meeting you and you meeting them was part of each of your destinies. That together you had the world in the palm of your hands. So again, this person really used emotional manipulation to keep you close and make you feel like you truly belong together. And if you take a look at the Wheel of Fortune in this particular deck, notice each of the four corners, okay? So each of the four corners has an animal, creature, or an angel that has this open book. And I feel like this represents that this person implied things or promised things to you or talked about part of your life's plan together. There was an exaggeration, there was a lie about a proposition for marriage, buying a home together, living together, whether or not you wanted children, etc. So this person would have made a lot of promises to you that they knew they were doing in vain as they were saying them, okay? But again, they use this as like a manipulation tool to keep you there, to keep you together with them, to keep you interested and holding on to this relationship. And if we move on to the next card, ironically enough, we have honesty. So this card really tells me that you were dealing with a person that was a compulsive liar. This person would struggle with lying in general, not just to you, but to everyone. This is someone who is struggling with some mental issues or just a lack of really knowing who they are. This is the type of person that uses other people in an attempt to find out who they are, okay? So what I mean by that is that they seek out aspects or personality traits in others that they find appealing or wish that they themselves had. Okay, so that's what that person, in a sense, used you for. They were obviously attracted to you in many ways, but there were parts of your personality or aspects of you that they wish they had in themselves. Okay? And again, with the honesty card, this is not somebody who specifically lied to you. They lie to everyone. This is like part of their issue. Okay? They're a compulsive liar. And then with these next two cards, I specifically asked for these cards to give us an idea of what this excuse me, of what this person actually was truthful and honest about, right? So the cards here before that give us obviously an idea or an impression of what they lied about, but were there any truths to this relationship? And we have pride and imagination. And with these two cards, I'm getting that there were some truths, okay? So with pride, this suggests that the person was proud to be with you. So if they had expressed to you how beautiful you were to them inside and out, this is something that they were truthful about, okay? And then with the imagination card, This could represent that they admired your creative mind or your creative talents. Perhaps this was something that you both connected to, meaning that you both inspired or sparked each other's creative side or creative interests, okay? So hopefully that resonated with you and gave you some insight as to, why this person lied, about what they lied to you about. And really, just to sum it up, like I said, this person has some issues lying in general. This had nothing to do with you as a person, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at group number 2. And for you guys, you chose patience. And with that, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have oath. We have choices. We have denial. And then we have the Fool, the Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started with this first card here, the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, this person could have lied to you about their financial status, or the fact that they were still holding on from something or likely someone from their past. And then next to that, we have the Oath card. And the Oath card symbolizes somebody who offers a promise. Generally in love, this would be someone who offers their commitment to you. And it's ironic because we have the Four of Pentacles next to this, and fours also represent stability. So foundation, stability, commitment. So this is definitely giving me the vibe that this person lied to you in regards to an oath of being committed to you. And, following that up, we have the Choices card. And choices makes total sense, this series of cards, because this person would have had lots of choices. They were likely still open to other people and other options after they had offered you this commitment. And they would have lied to you about other people that they were talking to. So if you would have caught them, red-handed in a situation, or had your suspicions about them cheating or being open to flirting or engaging in behavior that, isn't conducive to somebody who is in a relationship, they would have denied it, as the next card points out here. We have denial. And so, like I said, you could have caught them red-handed, or just had your suspicions and had a conversation with them, and they would have boldly denied your accusations, boldly denied the fact that they were talking to other people. So this person just wasn't honest, they weren't faithful, they weren't committed to you. So for the next 3 cards, I specifically asked if these could tell us, what this person could have been honest and truthful about. Okay, so we know what they've been dishonest about. They lied to you about being committed, about, this oath. And if you would have caught them, they would have denied it. So let's take a look at what they could have been honest with you about. And again, we have the Fool, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I think that, again, due to having the Fool card come out here, this person would have been very emotionally immature. And because of that, they're likely to jump from one new thing, new person, or new relationship to another. This person is also someone who deep down is really insecure, because next to that we have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords represents someone who is afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of getting hurt. So this is why instead of sticking around and being committed to you, they run or jump to the next person or the next thing, right? Before you've had a chance to leave or hurt them. And then finally, we end up with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And with the Knight of Pentacles, this is going to refer to a person who is stubborn, lazy, and or immature. So keep in mind that the lies that this person told you had nothing to do with you as a person. So if you're holding on to that and questioning maybe like what could you have done differently in order to make this person stick around and be faithful, please let that go, okay? Because they simply just have a lot of growing up to do, and you know, you deserve a lot more than what they had to offer you at this point in time, or at the point in time that you had a relationship with them, okay? So hopefully this resonated with you, maybe gave you a little bit of insight as to why this person did what they did, why they lied about what they lied about. And it really just comes down to a level of immaturity and being insecure about who they are, okay? And lastly, we'll move on to group number 3. And you guys chose the Indigo and Crystal children. And we also have with this the Page of Cups, the Emperor in reverse, and the Three of Wands, as well as success, belonging, and movement. Okay. So let's get started with this group of cards here. This should give us an idea of what this person lied about. And we have the Page of Cups, okay? So this is a more immature personality. This is someone that still really enjoys going out, partying, having a good time, someone with a very playful and young energy. Someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously yet. And then right next to the Page of Cups, we have the Emperor in reverse. So with the Emperor in reverse, this talks about someone who also isn't very mature. Someone who has control or power issues, as well as having a big ego. I feel like this person lied to you in the sense that they tried to portray themselves as the Emperor in the upright position, okay? So they would have wanted you to think that they were someone that people admired, someone that people looked up to and respected. Basically somebody who has their shit together and has their finances in order. But that was actually the opposite of their reality. This is also apparent with the Three of Wands here. Because the Three of Wands talks about somebody that could exaggerate their position at work, maybe how much money they made, or about some type of promotion or job that they have coming to them, right? Because this person is looking out, waiting for something to come into them. So they could have lied or exaggerated about where they were in their career, where they were financially. And, you know, with this card, it actually really backs that up as well, because we have success. So this person lied to you about how successful they were. And this was likely, you know, in an attempt to impress you, or maybe partly because that's really where they wanted to be in life, right? And another thing I want to touch on, because a lot of this is, you know, they wanted you to see them as somebody who was respected and had their shit together. You know, so they lied about that. They would have lied about where they were in their career and how successful they were. But again, with the Page of Cups, Cups talk about emotion, okay? So this is somebody that, you know, when I talked about, they were still very immature. They like to go out and party. They could have an issue with drinking, okay? And this would have been something that they would have made light of to you, when in fact it wasn't a bigger issue. Okay, so that could have been the one of the reasons that this relationship didn't pan out, okay, in addition to, you know, the other lies that were told. And then with these two cards, I specifically asked if these could give us an idea of anything that this person was actually truthful about, okay? And we do have belonging. And we also have movement. Excuse me. So with these two cards, I feel like with belonging specifically, right, if we look at that one by itself, this shows that there was a legitimate connection between you two, and this person would have considered you, or, you know, felt like you were home to them. This card also talks about revealing secrets. So if they would have confided in you about certain secrets or things from the past, those were honest and true. Also, looking at the movement card, this would suggest that you did inspire them to make positive changes in their life. I also get a sense of regret here. I think you guys would have had a conversation, or maybe even multiple conversations, about the things that they tried to hide from you. And it's likely that they would have admitted to you that being called out for their bullshit by you opened their eyes to changes that they needed to make within themselves. And those conversations, again, those were honest, okay? So hopefully this resonated with you, gave you an idea of why this person lied the way they did and what they lied about, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.